You want to describe a little bit about what the real-time data you offer is and how it's different from that kind of crowdsourced word-of-mouth data, and how it's also different from the very structured, rigorous salary surveys that exist out there for comp professionals.
Right. I mean, and comp professionals really are, Boyd, in the midst of trying to sort out what are all the different data sources, because there's lots that say that they do certain things and there are limitations and kind of hidden limitations as well. But one of the things we recognized when I founded the company is that there's actually a world of intelligence about what's going on in the labor market that for a variety of reasons people weren't tapping into. And what we started with was job ads. And if you look at individual job ads, you might see, a reason to not give a specific ad a lot of weight. But when you collect those at scale, suddenly you get a much richer view of what's going on in the market. So, as an example, we collect data on about 80% of all the new jobs that are being created in the US. And so when you're at that kind of scale, suddenly you're able to do lots of different things. And as we drilled into it, the information contained in job ads, if you really think about it, the bulk of it has a lot of strengths. It's very richly documented. It's a recruiting tool. It's a marketing tool, and so they document very well what skills are required, what experience is required, where it's going to be located. It's all in one place. The records are set up to be portable across platforms, so it's very easy to capture that and aggregate it. The pay ranges have been getting a help from the pay transparency efforts, but we've developed some pretty special capabilities that allow us to understand what companies are expecting to pay for jobs. And we've worked with some of the biggest HR consultancies in the world, as well as a lot of other folks that have really drilled into our pay data to see, okay, if this is what people are advertising today, 6 months from now, is that what we're measuring in terms of what incumbents actually are making? And it's holding up extremely well, and I would say holds up to a very, very high standard of use. But it's different. You're right. Salary surveys are tightly curated. They're administered by experts, the firms that do that. They're very well understood by all comp professionals. There's entire training regimes, programs around how to price jobs and to use salary data, how to age it, how to blend it, all those things to do appropriately. And so there's a high degree of structure, but it measures. Typically, you're measuring things a few times a year, and so you're looking backwards. You're looking at what current employees are making based on pay decisions that happened in the last budgeting cycle for companies in most cases, and which is really good to understand kind of what's happening with today's employees. But if you want to understand kind of what you have to do in order to compete for talent, win talent, and especially retain the talent, you have to look at what's in the market right now, and that's where our data plays a role. And there's lots of people that need that data: compensation professionals, recruiters, heads of HR, heads of operations, CFOs, anyone in financial services is looking at that data as well. So there's lots of different folks that need that kind of information, but it's new, and it has different structures to it. So it takes a little bit to learn, but when you do, it's very, very powerful, and it's a really great extension to salary surveys. It's not a replacement for salary surveys. It's an extension to what you already have with salary surveys. Salary surveys allow you to see what incumbents are making. Our real-time data allows you to see where the market is today for folks you're hiring and what your own employees are getting offered.